54th day of the nationwide lockdown today. The government earlier this week had relaxed the lockdown strategy, letting the industrial sector, among other sectors, to reopen. However, with the massive surge in COVID-19 cases in recent days, the government since has tightened the lockdown strategy. Meanwhile, 18 more COVID-19 cases were confirmed in Nepal yesterday, taking the infection tally in the country to 267, and the global COVID-19 death toll has exceeded 307,000. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the top stories of the hour. The government presents its policies and programs with emphasis to free the country from COVID-19 and claiming to include encroached land in the country's map. The government prioritizes health, agriculture and employment sectors in the new policies and programs. Employment pledge to youth force who have returned from Gulf countries. Coronavirus cases in Nepal climbs to 267 as 18 new cases emerge. All the infected in Bake found to have run away from the quarantine camps in India. And German Football League Bundesliga resumes from today with a full fixture schedule, becomes Europe's first major leagues to restart after the COVID-19 shutdown. The government has unveiled its policies and programs for the upcoming fiscal year with priorities on initiatives to contain COVID-19, rejuvenating country's economy, health infrastructures and generating employment. Addressing the joint session of the House of Representatives and the National Assembly, President Vidya Devi Bhandari presented policies and programs for the fiscal year 2020-2021. President Bhandari said that the first priority of the government is to make a coronavirus-free country. The government has focused on plans to revamp the country's weak economy resulted by the global pandemic of COVID-19 through the generation of employments. The government has brought a scheme to mobilize youth force working in unorganized sectors and those that have returned from abroad in commercial agro-based industries and construction sectors. Likewise, the government has planned to provide capital to skilled youth entrepreneurs to begin businesses and conduct training program to unskilled workforce in local levels. The government will also be providing required initial capital to unemployed educated youths to restart or start their business based on their academic certificates. The same scheme of providing loan against the academic certificates was also introduced previous year. The government has announced to tighten its expenditure by curbing unnecessary expenses and reallocating their budgets to the under-construction mega projects. The government has highlighted its priority in health sector as well. The government has announced to establish infectious disease centers with a capacity of 5 to 15 beds in local levels and 50 beds at provincial level. The government has announced it will utilize barren lands for generating agro-based products and promote One Village, One Product program in a bid to end dependency on food grains. The government has included several ambitious programs in its annual program and policies, including facilitating farmers in collective farming through cooperatives, smoothen the supply of fertilizers and seeds to promote cash crops and government assistance for agricultural production, processing and vending through local levels. The government has ensured easy loan process and hassle-free seed grants for farmers. Given an estimated shrink in foreign aids, the government has emphasized revenue collection as major source of income. However, it has decided to expand parameters of taxation instead of hiking tax rate. The government has announced that it would issue a map of Nepal, including the encroached territories in Limpiadhura, Lipulek and Kalapani. President Vidya Devi Bhandari made the announcement while unveiling the government's annual policies and programs yesterday for the upcoming fiscal year. Some portions of Nepal's land missed during a map issued back in 1975 are also to be included in the new map. The necessity of a new map emerged after the border dispute with India intensified as the southern neighbor inaugurated a new road link to Tibet through Nepal's Lipulek. It may be recalled India had also issued a new political map last November, including Nepal's Lipulek, Kalapani and Limpiadhura as its own. Despite repeated initiatives, the Indian government has allegedly overlooked Nepal's proposal for a dialogue to settle the land dispute. The Nepal government, meanwhile, has announced of setting up additional border outposts. 18 more COVID-19 cases were confirmed in Nepal yesterday, taking the infection tally in the country to 267. 8 individuals in the age group between 18 to 36 tested positive for the virus in Bankhe district, while another 37-year-old man tested positive for the virus in Makwanpur district. 2 boys aged 9 and 10 in Parsa, 2 women aged 23 and 27 from the same district, a 25-year-old man from Udaipur, 3 men aged 23, 36 and 34 from Dang, and a 7-year-old boy from Satungal in Kathmandu tested positive. According to the Health Ministry, the health condition of all infected individuals is normal. Meanwhile, a 25-year-old infected man undergoing treatment in Koshi Hospital has been discharged after recovery. With this, 36 individuals have returned home after treatment. Likewise, spokesperson of the Health Ministry, Dr. Vikas Devkota, informed that 23,924 samples have been tested under PCR method so far. A total of 1,250 samples were tested in the last 24 hours, while only 708 samples were tested through RDT method. And moving on, 45 more samples were tested in a quarantine zone in Narayanapur rural municipality in Bankhe, among which 8 samples tested positive yesterday. With the latest cases, altogether 102 cases have been detected in Province 5. All individuals who were tested positive had fled from a quarantine zones in Maharashtra, Delhi and several other states in India. More than 300 Nepali nationals entering from India through this transit point have been kept in quarantine in Narayanapur. However, the local administration has reported of lack of proper isolation centers. The Chief District Office is looking for isolation centers as the special Corona hospital in Khajura in Nepalganj lacks enough beds. The local administration in Kapilvastu has intensified tracing individuals who came in contact with the infected people of the district. The local administration, in coordination with medical officials, has started their search for individuals who came in contact with 25 infected people of Buddha Bhumi municipality and Yashodharai rural municipality. According to the Chief of District Health Office, Yogendra Bhagat, swab samples will be collected once the contact individuals are traced. The local administration has deployed 50 medical personnel in the infected area. Meanwhile, swab samples of 5 family members of an infected woman of Kathmandu have been collected in Kanchanpur along with 25 other individuals. The district health officer has informed that more samples will be collected once the result of these collected samples comes out. The infected woman had reached her home in Bedkot municipality prior to the lockdown. Health experts have suggested that the government should be more vigilant and take effective initiatives in containing the coronavirus, as the number of cases has increased in the country and likely to surge in coming days as well. Speaking at a meeting of the High-Level Coordination Committee for the Prevention and Control of COVID-19 held in Singadarbar, health experts recommended the government to extend the lockdown as the 4th phase of ongoing lockdown is ending on 18th of May, that is coming Monday. During the meeting, health experts urged the government to expand parameters of testing, better manage medical supplies and increase the capacity of quarantine. According to a minister participating in the meeting, the government is preparing to extend the ongoing lockdown and change its modality to stem the spread of the coronavirus. A government official during the meeting informed that the local administration will seal the infected area and tighten restrictions in the valley. During the discussion, participants informed that the situation is still in control despite increasing number of cases. However, warned that the situation might go out of control if essential measures are not applied on time. The meeting was attended by health experts, doctors and representatives from civil society. The committee is to further discuss on the issue and make recommendations to the government based on the suggestions from specialists. The committee has also decided to charter air flights to Japan and Hong Kong to fly Nepali citizens after carrying out necessary tests. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, how do you find the government's programs and policies unveiled? Your options are A, encouraging, B, average, and C, boring. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And with that, it's now time for our special segment, Media Watch.
Even as Nepal and India have decided to seal the border transits in a bid to keep their citizens within their territories to curb the spread of the novel coronavirus, the decision has failed to get properly implemented. Nepal government has arranged proper food and shelter for stranded Indian citizens this side of the border. However, many Nepali nationals have been stranded on the other side as Indian government has been forcing them to return. As per the agreement, the Nepal government has facilitated Indian nationals who have been stranded in several districts in the country with proper arrangements for food and shelter. Almost 1,000 Indian nationals are kept in quarantine in several districts including Kantipur, Bake, Kapilvastu, Rupandehi, Sunsari, Bara, Parsa and Jhapa. On the contrary, many of the stranded Nepali nationals have complained of assault, not being kept in quarantine, and even problem of food and shelter on the other side of the border. Meanwhile, some 2,277 stranded Nepali nationals have been allowed to enter Nepal from India through border transit in Kapilvastu on Thursday. All the people have now been kept in quarantines prepared by the local level. These citizens are said to be from several districts including Kailali, Putan, Dang, Rolpa, Arghakhaji, Sindhupalchok and Bardia. The Chief District Officer in Kapilvastu informed that the Nepali nationals were allowed to enter as they were deemed to have possibly contracted coronavirus since they were stranded at the border area for quite some time. They will be allowed to go to their respective districts only after completing mandatory 14-day quarantine period. Special precautionary measures have been enforced in the capital's Bhaktapur district following the confirmation of coronavirus cases in the district. According to Bhaktapur Chief District Officer Humkala Pandey, the local administration has restricted the public to come out from their homes except in emergency cases and barred the operation of industries and businesses. Madhyapur Thimi municipality has urged tenants who have left the district not to return until further notice. The municipality has restricted movement in all areas, including Arniko Highway and in the inner thoroughfares of the municipality. Shops of highly essential items, including medicines, are allowed to open until 9 in the morning every day. The government has deployed a security team at border points in Darchula's Lipulek and Limpiadhura region. Following the Indian government's move to inaugurate a road link to Mansarovar in Tibet through Lipulek in Nepal, the government decided to establish a security post in the region and has deployed a security team accordingly. A security post was established in a rented building in Changru in Bias Rural Municipality of Darchula district on Wednesday. A team of 25 armed police force has been deployed in the region. The Lipulek region that India has encroached to construct the road link to Tibet is about 8 kilometers away from Changru, where the Nepalese post is located. Lawmakers have expressed objection regarding India's unilateral move to construct a road link to Mansarovar, Tibet through Nepalese territory of Lipulek. Lawmakers of both the houses of the federal parliament protested against India's encroachment of Nepalese territory and demanded the government to initiate moves for the return of the encroached land. The lawmakers also demanded for the increase in number of security personnel at the border region and for the removal of Indian security forces from Nepalese land. This is Bipashna Thamang for special segment Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day and stay safe.